How you doing, guys, and welcome to my channel. Now if it's your first time here, please hit that like and subscribe button. Today I'm having a look at the Hot Toys MMS-72 Major Alan Dutch Schaefer from the 1988 movie The Predator, aka Arnold Schwarzenegger. This figure came out in January 2009 and is quite an old figure. Is it one of my oldest figures? Probably my oldest figure, I'm not sure. But just giving a quick pan up and down there, guys, before we get into the meat and potatoes of him, and we'll have a look at the accessories. And here we have all of the accessories that come with the Major Alan Dutch Schaefer. And starting off with his knife, you can see that it is one plastic mold, one complete mold there. It has a bit of texture on the grip there and a serrated edge on it. Nice mold, no weathering on it, unfortunately. And the same with his machete style knife that he has that goes on his ankle. One complete mold and no weathering whatsoever, but pretty much stays in the sheets, so not a big deal. And then we have the only spare hand that comes with him, which is for gripping the grenades. I think, yeah, it is for gripping the grenades. Yeah, so it's the only thing that hand holds. It doesn't hold the knives, so it must just be for the grenades. I'll just show you now with the knives there. It just doesn't. And none of the hands, the other two hands, the other hand is a trigger hand and a hand for holding the cigar, but you can see there that they just don't fit into the hands at all. And you can see his grenades there as well. And just zooming in, you can see he has his stogie there as well that comes with him, and one of the hands, his left hand, he has for holding the stogie. We'll have a look at that a bit later on. And then we have his Colt M1911, if I'm not mistaken. Very basic looking mold. Remember, guys, it was 2009. The slide doesn't pull back, but we do have a magazine that comes out with a full mag. And lastly, we have his M16 assault rifle with the massive handguard and the M203 grenade launcher at the bottom. A very nice mold, to be honest with you. You can see there that the mechanism for the M203 does work, and you can load a 40mm grenade into there. You could probably borrow one off a Terminator figure if you have one. And you can see it's branded there. Now if I can just get focused in a little bit, we can have a look at the branding there. It says Stoner rifle on it, and that is a correct brand for a rifle. I do believe the Stoner M16 is the particular rifle that they used in the Vietnam War, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I do believe that upper and lower receiver are the same mold as the X13 M16 as well. And we have a mag as per usual, and the dust cover is just falling off there, lovely jubbly. I'll just clip that back on. It has fallen off before, it falls off every now and again. Where does it clip in? Nope, that's not it. I have to turn the gun around, I think. And there we go, clips in just here. It is a bit flimsy, it is a bit loose. But again, guys, it's still a very nice mold. And a bit of dry brushing, a bit of weathering on it. You can see there when I tap it, it just falls out again. I've got to be very careful with that. Yeah, a bit of weathering. Very nice mold. And looks exactly movie accurate. I'd assume it is a Stoner M16 that he's using in the film. I didn't pick up on that much detail. So there you have all of the accessories that come with the figure. So I suppose without further ado, let's have a look at the figure itself. And here we have our Hot Toys Major Alan Dutch Schaefer. Just giving him a quick pan down and back up again before we get into the details of him. Again, I'll just remind you again, guys, 2009 when this guy came out, early 2009 as well, and that head sculpt certainly does show its age at this stage, but we'll get into that a bit later on. Just let me get him off this waist grabber here. It's a bit of a nuisance to get off. It gets caught up in his apparel. And there we go. So like I said, in my usual fashion, we will start from bottom to top with his boots. Vietnam issue military boots as far as I can remember. Nice molds. You can see the details in them there, the little studs in them there for ventilation, and the bit of dry brushing and the mold of the tongue and the laces there is all done very nicely, and there is a molded grip on the bottom. For its day, very nice mold, very detailed mold for its day, and looks really well. And again, you can see RIP Fox, it should say there at the bottom. Yeah, nice molds for the boots. Just moving up there, we'll have a look at his knife sheath. Now the sheets on this guy were renowned for peeling. This one here generally survived over the years, but the top of it there, you can see just the cracks in it, and I have layered that with Mod Podge to make it pretty much solid so that it doesn't flake or go anywhere, doesn't move pretty much, guys. Just moving into the details there where the clips, never had them clips undone. I don't know if they actually do work. I know modern ones do. I don't know if those ones do. I think they're just a mold. And moving up to his combats, completely movie accurate. The print on them is movie accurate. There is no weathering on them. Anything that you see there, guys, I think is just from wear and tear over the years. All of this here is just from wear and tear over the years of having them. But there is no actual weathering on the combats, unfortunately. Maybe I should pick up a spare pair. You can see just there that is all wear and tear, and he has his movie accurate belt there with all the little rings in it. Not easy to keep those in. I've seen belts there with them missing, and you can see the movie accurate buckle on the belt as well. And if I just move this out of the way, you can see that he has his movie accurate buckled belt as well on his trousers. And then moving his arm to the side there, you can see he has his holster for his M1911. I've never unbuckled that clip. I don't know if it does. Again, I think it's just a solid mold, but I might be wrong. The gun just goes in it anyway. You can just slide it in without fiddling with that clip, so it does slide in without having to undo it. And just looking at this notorious knife sheath here, that anybody who knows about the figure knows that this was renowned for peeling, and mine was no different. I managed to kind of save it. Some people might say it looks hideous. In hand, it looks okay, it's passable. With all this light on it, it really shows up the flaws in it. But yeah, I did, again, I layered it in Mod Podge, guys. I had to coat it in Mod Podge, and you can see that this part here is supposed to be flexible, but I've made it rock solid so that it just doesn't move and it doesn't peel anymore. You can see it's rock solid there. It is quite lumpy up close, guys. There's no denying that. But again, as I said, I think anybody who has that figure knows that sheet just peeled apart. And you can see the Velcro there again. Back in the day, 2009, it doesn't really work anymore. It's a bit flimsy. And you can see the clothing, the tactical vest that he's wearing there, and all the clips on it there where he hangs his grenades off, and the pockets in all the right places. And you can see he has his matching camo t-shirt underneath, just like in the movie. Yeah, as I was saying, all the clothes, they are a bit out of proportion, guys. The sleeves of the vest and that are huge. You can see that pleather material there has managed to survive somehow. Again, I've seen other ones with that all peeled, and this somehow has managed to survive. You can see, guys, it's just the clothes are just slightly out of proportion. This doesn't quite fit right on him. Even if you pull that down, it just doesn't quite fit right. The sleeves are really big, the zip is oversized, the collar is slightly oversized, and you can see his neck there is massively long to accommodate that collar, and there is some colour distortion there on the neck piece, which again was a very common occurrence with this figure. 2009, guys. I think Hot Toys were just refining themselves at that point. And the proportions, the head, to me the head is just a little bit too small. But I'll just stabilise this head sculpt there, guys, while we get into it. Now, head on, straight up like that looks fantastic. It does, it looks amazing. Even for 2009, Sculpt definitely is showing its age. There's no denying that. The paint apps are showing their age. And as I just pan it around to the side there, from the side angle, it just gets less and less kind of looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger as you turn it to the side. I think the face is just a little too flat, I think. And the forehead comes out just a little bit too far. The lower part of the face, I think, just here is just a little bit too flat, and the forehead just comes out. But the side profile of the nose looks, in my opinion, pretty much spot on. And you can see the detail in the face there, the texturing on the face paint that he smeared onto his face, and on the chin there, looks really good for its day. Just get in a bit closer there, guys. You can see the texture to it there, and you can see the camouflage makeup goes up into his ear, just like in the movie. Those eyes, guys, the eyes are pretty much spot on. One of the best sculpts for Arnie's eyes, in my opinion. I think they got the eyes pretty much spot on. I think it's the lower part of the face that they didn't get great. That, I don't know, 5 o'clock shadow there on his upper lip just doesn't look great at all. I think they could have done a better job on that, or today they would anyway. But all around, it is a great sculpt for its day. It wouldn't pass today by today's standard, not by a long shot. But for its day, it was absolutely fantastic. And just looking at the hair sculpt there, again, you can see it. It is definitely a 2009 hair sculpt. I think even a third party today would do better than that. And just looking at the back there, at the sculpt. And as far as I can remember, all of that camouflage face paint that he's put on is completely movie accurate. It is in all the right places. So there we have it for the head sculpt. In my opinion, it's passable. As long as we don't have another iteration, I do think that we are going to get a 2.0 in the next 6 months or so. Just giving them a pan down again, guys, before we actually do a height comparison with the Predator is what I will do now, guys. So yeah, let's take a look at that. And here we have our height comparison with the Predator, guys. Now, I personally think that the difference in the height is screen accurate. As far as I can see there, that looks screen accurate. You guys decide for yourselves. Yeah, a lot of people swap this guy over to an M34 Fison body, the Arnie figure, and that just completely disproportions him. It brings him up almost to the same height as the Predator. You can see there that is that about movie accurate. If anything, Arnie's a little bit too tall, or the Predator isn't tall enough. But if you put him in an M34 body, it's going to bring him up to about eye level. I'd say it'd bring it up to, well, maybe not there, but close to eye level with him if you put him in an M34. So not something I'd be inclined to do, unfortunately. I would have liked to have done it, but I just think it'll just, on the shelf, it'll just make Arnie look as big as the Predator, and that is not the point. So there you have it, guys. There is the height comparison. So thanks for watching, and if you didn't hit that like and subscribe button, please do. Oh, anybody who's interested there, or anybody with a keen eye, would see that that is a Predator, classic Predator with a P1 conversion on it. Anyway, guys, cheers. Thanks for watching, and take care.